Yeah, we hear you. You know what honking means, right? Yeah, it's been a long month. You are so loud. Kind of glad I have you to help. Did I lose money in 2020 versus 2019 on these lambs? Good morning. It's Tuesday and it's going to be a scorcher. It's hot. Translation. I hear Mark coming with the sprayer. He's up bright and early this morning, so I didn't get my latte. He spoils me every morning because he's a sweet pea. Anyway, today is weigh day. Tomorrow is ship day of my market lambs across the road. So we're gonna just start with chores. I'm gonna get that done. I'll take you across the road. We'll weigh some lambs. These are the tail enders of the December lambing group. Either they all go this week or I'll just take at the top end. We'll see how many are ready. Okay, feeding's done, and it's so hot today. So now I want to check that little lamb that I took the cast off yesterday, just see if it's putting any more weight on that leg. Yesterday, I mean, it's a strong little devil. It can run on 3 legs, no problem. But I do want to see if it's starting to put some weight on it, and maybe check on Betty again, but I'll check that lamb. Here she is, right over there, looking at me. Still limping. There it is. No, not yet. Another couple days maybe, hopefully. The other thing I'm kind of seeing, remember the other day I noticed some orf on a couple of these lambs? I'm now noticing a little bit starting to transfer on the ewes' teats, which is bad. If they get sore enough, the ewe can develop mastitis because it's too sore for her to nurse. She'll be kicking the lambs off her, and if they don't if they don't milk her out, then they're definitely susceptible to mastitis. So I got to keep a real close eye on these ewes and make sure they don't go backwards on me. So far, I don't see any inflamed udders or red udders or lopsided udders, but I just have to make sure that it doesn't become a problem. Okay, I'm gonna go check Betty. This is her. I don't know if she saw me coming there or she just felt the other ones move and then that's why she moved. Not sure. She definitely looks better than she did. Hi, can you see me? Can you see me? That is all that's standing between Mark being done planting 2020. We'll see if he finishes. There you go. We'll see if he finishes or I finish weighing lambs first. Yeah, we hear you. You know what honking means, right? Yeah, it's been a long month. Let's go check out my little wiener lambs. They are just loving it. Wakey, wakey. See if they figured out this water. Okay, if this is your first time with me, which, sorry about all the ones that have been with me from the beginning, I'm just weighing market lambs. So these lambs were born in December. I've been shipping probably since, I think April. Early April is when I first started shipping them. So we're down to like the bottom end of this group. I've been shipping either weekly or bi-weekly, but because the loads have been so big, I'm now just weighing weekly. I know last week when I did weights, there was some really close. So my target is 105 pounds. So anything over 105 pounds gets put on the trailer tomorrow, and I take them to an auction sale, which is Thursday mornings. From there, they either go to like a processing plant Usually in the Toronto area, there's a lot of demand in Toronto, or another farmer will take it to continue raising them. But for the most part, I think the buyers that take mine are for meat, for a Toronto consumer. So they look good, but it's hot, so I want to get on this. I'm just going to run the camera and you will be able to see on my Gallagher. I will scan any animal that is over 105 pounds, so you'll see it red here. And if they're 105, I'll divert them into this pen. And if they're still under 105, I'll probably wait one more week and just get rid of the rest next week. Clean out that whole side because I want to probably start weaning in a week or two. So I want this barn empty for the little lambs to finally wean and come over here to make room for new babies coming June 16th. Got it? Got it. Clear as mud, I'm sure. Hey, I didn't ask you to get in here yet. How did you get in here? Back up. All right, stay. All right, I want to change the stuff. So what I did there is I just set up my computer that when I scan this lamb, it'll give me all its data, plus I put under activity that I was shipping it. So because I'm going to scan it, it will auto-populate that I'm shipping it, and that'll help me for my record keeping. I am going to reweigh it only because I'm not sure if another lamb was on here when I wasn't looking. So I just press reweigh. 108 pounds. We got an extra pound, sweet. I'm just going to connect my Gallagher gun. It's Bluetooth. Then I'm just going to scan her tag. And then there you go. That's all our information auto-populated here. Right there. And it's getting shipped to Brussels, and it's 108 pounds. So I'm going to show you how I deflect it. There you go. It's a really nice Suffolk lamb. Alright, so I got them all weighed, and so I have 13 ready. 13 is kind of an awkward number because typically if I only had 13, I would wait another week because the trailer fits anywhere from, depending on the weight of the animal, 30 lambs to 37, I would say, comfortably. It's really hot out, so I wouldn't want to push, in this heat, I wouldn't want to push 30. But the problem is I still have about 35 left for next week of like all sorts of sizes, but probably a little smaller. So I would have had to take 2 loads next week for sure. If not, yeah, I would have had to take 2 for sure, and then that would have been it. So I have to go twice anyway, so I thought I'll take a nice even group now this week, still catch the market, and then next week I'll take the rest of this group, and then that December group will be done. So the goal typically with every lamb group is the ram lambs for sure go to market. That is what our business is for meat. But the ewe lambs, I will usually select what I want held back. This group, I didn't select them. I am waiting for the ones that just lambed. I'm going to use those as my replacements this year. This group was I just didn't need the numbers, which is a good problem to have, but it's a shame because they were really nice lambs. I had really low mortality, really healthy lambs, and right to the very end. They're just such a nice group. They were a nice group to work with. Really good moms, no orph, no real problems, so it's a shame, but I just stuck with the plan like we decided, got through this crazy market, situation with Easter kind of crashing a little bit. We really did hold our own. We didn't do too bad, but what I really want to do is compare it kind of April-May lambs of 2020 compared to April-May of 2019. I'd like to see the difference, and I'm going to show you guys kind of how even our strongest markets are not reliable because we have no control over external threats. So things that happen that are out of our control, and that for farmers, managing risk is so important. Oh, we're neck and neck. He's like on one of his last passes, I think. So maybe if I catch him, I can have the final round. I love going in the tractor for the final round with Mark. So maybe I'll call him and tell him just to hold up. Don't finish yet. This is way smoother than the roller.
I'm going a lot slower.
You're
too.
spoiled.
I'm old, I'm allowed to be spoiled.
I guess you will always be 2 years older than me.
Yep, 2 years wiser.
I feel 80 today. My bones.
I feel 80.
My bones hurt. How many rounds left? Oh, you got a few left. 6 rounds? I was telling them that I was racing you. I was going to weigh my lambs and see who beat who, but you had to fill up, so.
Yeah, but we filled them pretty quick because Jack and Jess helped.
Oh, both helped you. It's nice having kids home.
I don't think they liked helping, but.
Because it's hot out. Not that I'm complaining. Are we going to celebrate this being, what is hopefully our last
round one of planting.
Hopefully our last day of planting.
I'm gonna have a cold beverage, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm all out of everything because Jess spilt the champagne out of the fridge, so it all went on the floor.
What? Spilled it into her glass?
No, she hit it with her hand and it all went on the floor.
I wonder where she gets that from.
Good morning, it's Wednesday. Yesterday was so hot, and this barn was it actually was pretty good yesterday because there was a breeze, and even a warm breeze is better than no air at all, which was a little more like Monday. Monday was like, but I put up the fan in front of the ram pen, and they have not moved from, well, they've moved a little more this morning, but yesterday they were right in front of the fan. They're hilarious. First thing this morning, I want to check that little lamb with the broken leg. I want to see if it still was not putting weight on it yesterday. So I want to see if it is today. Just putting a toe down. Okay. I don't know. Okay, so you can see here, like I can't get full, like she doesn't bend like this one. This one, no problem. This one, it just doesn't. So whether it's pretty swollen, she's got a little rub mark there too, but it's almost like there's a buildup on a bone in that right above where that break was. So I don't know if it's like a deposit. It doesn't feel like an inflamed thing. I don't know. It definitely didn't heal like 100% straight, but there's no break. Like I don't feel a break in the bone. But I do feel like it's thick. You are so loud. And you have orf. And it's right by my face. That's not good. Okay. Finally, that time of day we are shipping. Sweaty. We are sweaty. We had to clean out a drill in the,
Well, you had to.
well, you were helping in this heat. So there are worse jobs than working with livestock in the heat. But now we're gonna load up our lambs, and I ran some numbers today, so I will share that with you once we get these lambs locked and loaded and make the trek to the sales barn. Kind of glad I have you to help.
Yeah. I'm so sweaty.
I think I got it square, so I hope I'm in the right spot. Yeah. Oh, look at that! Whoa!
It's like the best we've done in a while.
Yes, yeah, that is really good. Should get going on the road because it's hot and I don't want those animals on this trailer. Maybe I'll just find a piece of shade and have a chat. You know what? You know what I'll do? I'm gonna go to market with these guys, and then when I get back, I'll give you guys the final lowdown on, did I lose money on these lambs? What I did do was I compared April and May of 2019 to April and May of 2020. April and May are always, for me, my best time of year to sell lambs. And if you remember when I got back from New Zealand, I was a mess with this whole corona issue and what it's going to do to the markets. And, you know, everyone was kind of in a state of panic and chaos, and I was no exception. It was Mark who finally said, nope, stay the course, keep doing what we've always done, and we will get through this. And if the Packers close, then we will deal with that when we have to. We can keep them longer. So blessed and so lucky. The Packers never closed, and I'm so grateful to everyone in our value chain. The workers, the employers did all they could to keep you safe and to keep those lines moving and to keep lambs in the system. But there's a whole bunch of other stuff that happened just with the market in general, and I'll touch on that when I get back with the trailer and regroup with you guys in a bit. Okay, I'm back, and why I always pick up the camera right when I'm going to back up my trailer, I have yet to figure out. Glutton for punishment. Okay, I have my numbers quick. I won't be long, so don't click off yet. Did I lose money in 2020 versus 2019 on these lambs? So, okay, let me backtrack. Due to the situation right now and the fact that people are out of jobs, out of work, animals are not getting processed at certain farms, I consider myself so freaking lucky that I was able to ship all the way through these couple of months. Literally started shipping when we got a couple weeks after we got home and out of quarantine. And I just, for how panicked I was, I am so grateful that I've been able to ship. Because of that, I'm not going to give you actual how much income was made, but I will tell you kind of the difference between the 2 years. So Every lamb, I just did an average for my April and May lambs versus 2020 versus 2019. I lost $73 per lamb. But April and May are always, it's always the market I target for because it's a good market. It's well over that average price. So even with the $73 less, we still did decent. And again, that's because our packers are open and our consumers still eat lamb. What we missed out on, though, the Easter market we missed out on because the Canadian government put kind of a ban on how many, not a ban, a restriction on how many people you can gather in your house. So I think that was 5. But even beyond that, our market stayed fairly strong because Ramadan came right in behind Easter. So it was Easter and then Greek Easter and then Ramadan right after. And I think we just completed Ramadan just a few days ago. So I think what I learned the most from this whole ordeal is that market price isn't everything. And what saved my butt, this group, is my production. I had an 80% scan on this group that were bred in July in the heat, and the July before that, so the group that I shipped in 2019, same kind of, almost the same numbers, I had a 53% conception rate. So those extra lambs, at the end of the day, I grossed almost double what I did in 2019 in the same 2 months, and only because my production was strong. So all those things that I was so disappointed in, I'm like, oh, I worked so hard, that lambing was so good, and the numbers were so good, and they stayed alive, and I did all this work, and now the market crashed. Could it have been better for a market price? Yeah, but you know what? I did really good considering, and that's because I did focus on detail, and I did get those animals to market and to market weight. You know, all those systems that I talk about and I got in place this year got me through. It got me through it got me through these times. The one thing we can't control in the sheep market is our market price. But if we can really hone in on our skills on all the other things, then it'll get us through. And just when I think my day is over, we have to replant soybeans. So I'm just gonna help Mark fill up the planter right now. Not ideal. Turn it on?
Yep.
He's off to plant beans. I'm off to get pizza. I really am a good wife. Don't let him tell you any different.